What's up, YouTube? Poor.Mans.Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be Patrice O'Neal, hoes and hypergamy. All right, now if y'all know Patrice O'Neal, he has passed away now, but he was a comedian. He's a comedian. All right, so you might not know of him, but your favorite comedian's gonna have him in his top 5 of favorite comedians. I actually love Patrice O'Neal, so this is gonna be a great clip. But before I get into the video, gotta do the YouTube stuff. The goal is 10,000 subscribers by June. It's a crazy goal, it's a big goal, but it's my goal. All right, the only way I'm gonna get to my goal is if y'all give me the HBO special. You know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special. All right, so go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'm gonna give y'all a second to do that. All right, now let's get into it. Patrice O'Neal, hoes and hypergamy. This is a 23-minute clip. I'm just going to do like the first 2 or 3 minutes of it, give y'all my take. I'll put the link in the description if y'all do want to go watch the rest of the video, though. He's a great comedian. So, but I think this is him on a podcast, so it should be a little bit, you know, it ain't going to be as like stand-up-y, but he'll have some good points.
I generally don't like what women are.
Which is what?
I generally don't like living in a world where being what a man is a horrible thing, and no matter what a woman is, it's a wonderful thing. This is what they're doing. They are the society. They're bringing men down, and women are up, but they don't understand women are getting there.
And before we even get too far into the video, I do have to stop it there to make a point. This whole feminist movement thing, this is not a movement of equality. All right, and if you do think it's a movement of equality, go up to these women and ask them anything about the legal system and men in court, and how badly men are treated in the court system, and how badly men are treated, and especially specifically divorce court and paternity court. All right, and that's not even included in the fact that you get almost double the time for the same crime as a woman. Like, we don't talk about these things. All right, and they'll brush it off. They'll say, well, you guys get all of this and that, so you can't complain about anything. So basically they get to do all the complaining and have all their problems solved. But when men have our problems and we just ask for very simple things to happen, all right, maybe my wife, you know, if it doesn't work out, we only been married for 3 years, maybe she doesn't get half of my fortune. You know what I mean? Maybe we could come to some conclusion, you know, for child support where you're not getting $100,000 a month for the child. And no Fruit Loops costs $100,000 a month, by the way. So as soon as these concepts come up and these ideas come up, it's just, oh, well, you shouldn't have had sex with whoever, or you shouldn't have got married, this and that. And now that men are literally walking away from marriage, that is also becoming a problem. That's a topic for another time. But, I mean, can you blame a man for not wanting to get married at this point when 50% divorce rate and 70% of those divorces are started by women? When 70% of the divorces are filed by women. Do you blame a man with a small fortune that doesn't want to get married right now? Like, this isn't exactly the best time to be a married man. So you see the MGTOW movement, and I mean, I'm not MGTOW, but a lot of those dudes, they got some points, to say the least. Let's continue.
Their cue from men. Meaning, so if you're a woman and you're going, I want to be the most successful whatever I want to be, you're looking at the most successful man. You're competing mentally with men. I want to get the most. Women aren't going, I want to be. Why don't women think in terms of the king and queen system? It's a beautiful system. The system is, if I'm a man, okay, and I see a fucking bum woman, a woman has nothing, she's dumb, fucking, if I marry her, she's now the highest level she can be. She's the queen. Mm-hmm. You can't get higher than the queen. Right. It's a great position. Right. It's the baddest bitch in the land, but the queen is the king's bitch. But here's the reverse, and this is why these dominant women who can't find happiness is because the queen in the system, if it's just the queen, right, and the Queen of England is the queen because her father didn't have any sons, so he didn't have a king to take her, so she had to, his heir was a woman. So now she's the queen with no king. When she gets married, that guy is not the king. He's a fucking He's the queen's husband.
It's the facts.
Who doesn't get elevated to his highest position.
Right.
A man at his highest position helps a woman be at her highest position. A highest position woman who has a lower man can't be happy. It's nature. It's fucking nature.
All right. Okay. So,
And that's 100% honesty. I think maybe I'll let it go for another minute to see what else he says, but he's basically saying, how can a man can take a woman from being nothing and bringing her up into this luxurious, absolute, you know what I mean? A life that she could have never even imagined for herself. Women, on the other hand, due to hypergamy, they don't have them in them. They don't have that in themselves. No woman is going to go to the manager at McDonald's, regardless of how good he looks. Now, she may have sex with him or an affair against her, or she might have an affair with him or commit adultery with him because he's a good-looking dude, all right? The looks are looks. People will always be attracted to good looks, right? So the manager from McDonald's, she may have sex with him because of his looks, but a woman ain't going to be marrying no manager at McDonald's if she's the CEO of Fenty or whatever it may be. Let's be honest here. So he's just kind of putting it into perspective. If this hypergamy thing exists, women aren't, you rarely see a woman bring a man into a position of power. All right. Usually these women just get these men that are under, or if they do ever date down, quote unquote, they'll get these men and they'll just want to lead the relationship. They become the man. They become the king in that relationship. They never take these men and put them in a position of king. They just become the leader of the relationship, and it never works. Like, you hardly ever see the breadwinner being the woman, and the relationship works because women want somebody they feel like is better than them. All right. In terms of, or women want somebody they feel like can provide and protect better than them. All right. So if you ain't got that money, it's going to be hard to prove to that woman that you can provide and protect. And men, we can sniff out that masculinity. All right. We know when you're competing with us, because just like women believe they have all these certain feelings and instincts for certain things when it comes to children, men have been competing for our entire lives. We know when somebody is trying to compete against us. So if you're a masculine woman, you will be sniffed out. We know. We know if you're trying to lead the ship. We know if you want to dominate, if you're trying to dominate the relationship, and we won't entertain it. So a lot of these women, they're completely gorgeous sometimes, but they just don't understand why they can't manage to find a person to love them. Well, it's because you're saying that you're an independent woman. So that means that when we join together, we're going to be competing. And men don't like that. So it is what it is. Let's continue and see what he has to say.
These points of view, I mean, this assessment of how it all works, could this be part of why you're not as popular?
Yes. Every time I talk, I go, this is ridiculous, but I have a woman who has been around me a long time.
This is a woman you were with.
I'm with now. I mean, my
queen,
my woman, who, in every woman's fashion, is trying to take me down. It's like Valkyrie.
How does that?
Operation Valkyrie. These bitches, they hate being women, man. I'm telling you.
But
Mark.
wait, let me ask you. So let me just understand something. So you're saying that women only have the model of success and power that men have established. So when they try to operate within that, they're acting like men,
yes,
which means that they are denying themselves their queenness and will never be happy.
Thank you.
Bingo.
That's what you're saying.
It's like another analogy, more or less.
All right, and that's where I'll probably end the video. If you guys want to watch the video, I will have a link in the description. There's another about 20 minutes of him going and explaining furthermore. But women just, they don't respect what men have to become to be in a relationship. They don't understand the sacrifice that it takes for a man to be in a relationship. You have to understand that, especially a monogamous relationship, I guess is what I'm referring to, a monogamous relationship, which is traditional in America. You have to understand that a man is created to spread his genes. All right, that's what we do. That's what we are good at. All right, and that's the reason why there are human beings here to this day. So when a man decides that, okay, this is the woman I want to be with, and I'm no longer going to do what nature tells me to do, that is a huge sacrifice. It's not, women think that we think like they do. All right. Like in terms of sex and finding other people attractive and this and that. No, we're literally designed, hardwired to seek after what is attractive and have sex with that if the opportunity presents itself. So the fact that a man is like, okay, I'm going to push all that aside, all my nature aside, and just focus on you as one person is a huge sacrifice that I feel like is just not appreciated amongst women who are married. And yes, I know loyalty does seem like something that should be just innate once you get into a marriage, but it tends to be a little harder for a man to become monogamous than a woman. It just is. And it's because we are, like I say, the DNA to spread the genes. So that's one point. And the other point is this. It seems like women have lost the respect for the queen role. And I'll say that in reference to the video. And the queen role being the nurturer, the provider, I mean, not the provider, but the nurturer, the person who's that's trying to raise the children, the person that can cook. Like, this role has been dumbed down, like, to the point where they've heard the independent woman thing so much that women are seeking to be an independent woman instead of seeking to learn the skills to be a dependent wife. And there's nothing wrong with depending on another person. That's what you're in a relationship for. I don't want a person that wants to be independent in a relationship with me, because we're supposed to be dependent upon each other for certain attributes. All right. But it seems like it's okay nowadays to disrespect the woman that just wants to take care of her children in a time where you have both parents working most of the time. So a child goes to school for 8 hours out of the day. Literally everything the child learns is, all the morals that the child is going to learn is going to be from the American government. Is that really what you want? All right. So it is very important to have the role as the first, literally the first in battle, quote unquote, for the battle of the mind, to defend against morals that don't go along with your family code. It is up to that wife, that feminine nature, that nurturing nature, to provide the kids with the first, the morals of the family structure. All right, because the morals that they're teaching in school nowadays is go out and you should search and try to get your degree right away instead of learning how to be a good wife. And there's nothing wrong with doing both of them at the same time. It's just, you're gonna have to manage that. There's sacrifices with everything. Some things you know what I mean? If you want to go out and be a billionaire, you can do that, but a lot of times your family suffers. It is what it is. They're just trade-offs to everything. You can go get in a marriage, but now you can't have sex with all the women you want. That's one of the things that you sacrifice. It's the trade-off. So there's always going to be sacrifices and trade-offs, and women have just been preached to and told that they can have everything, and it's just not true. All right? So that's all I got to say on this video. Till next time.